Come on in, you guys. Join the show today. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We waited. Like, I have been waiting a year for this. I've been waiting 1 year. And then when I found out in December that it was launching in March, I was like, yes. And I swear it's been the slowest 3 months. And you might think I'm crazy, and that's okay. I'm a self-proclaimed geek. I get it. I get it. So today we're going to talk about magnesium, ashwagandha, and sleep. I did an entire presentation on this last night, and I want to share it with you. I want to bring it to the table because I know that y'all aren't sleeping. Y'all aren't sleeping. So we're going to fix that. Okay, jump on in and let me know if there are any issues. Man, yesterday we were having some like Wi-Fi issues. So if you don't know who I am, put a 1 in the comment if you've never seen me before. My name is Kirsten Liebelt, and I was raised by a type 2 Italian dad who was insulin dependent, and he died at 63 of type 2 diabetes. So insulin resistance as a conversation for me has been like this a lifelong journey. And I tell bits and pieces of it when I go live. And it really did impact my life very, very much. And I really thought that there was no way around it, that type 2 was just going to be genetic and it was just going to be whatever it was. And now I know different. Now I know a lot different. And so fast forward, like super fast forward, because I went from like gestational diabetic at 22 with a baby to like now I'm 60 and I'm not on any meds. I'm the only person in my family to have avoided type 2 diabetes. I did it with supplementation. I did not do it with medication because that doesn't reverse anything. Shocker. And now I'm not on any meds at all. And because when you bring your insulin down, I've lost 3 sizes in my 50s because high insulin is blocking fat loss. It's storing it and then blocking it, storing it and then blocking the loss. That's what insulin does. It's just a fat storing hormone. So come on in, join. Let me see here. Let me know if you do not know me, number 1. If you know me, number 2, in the comments, that would be fantastic. And let's just see, you know what? I just had such issues yesterday with my Wi-Fi. So if you are on Facebook and or YouTube, would you please let me know if the connection is good today? I would super appreciate it. So what I want to start out with today is I am going to share why magnesium and ashwagandha together are a beautiful sleep blend. But I want to share with you some specifics that maybe you haven't heard before. Like I said, I did a presentation last night for our business team because this is where I ended up landing about a year ago to get some of the best sleep of my entire life. And I am 60. So maybe that could be the same thing for you too. Housekeeping. I always want to start out with housekeeping. So 2 things. Number 1, the magnesium launched today. And so if you do not know what I'm talking about, you can go to my site, which is kirstenliebelt.com, my first name, Kirsten, like the American Girl doll. I'm going to check on it myself here. And Liebelt, L-I-E, as in you lie down, B-E-L-T, and I'm going to search my own site here, kirstenliebelt.com, and you can find the magnesium there. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to make sure. And what they're doing is not only did they launch it last night at midnight, but they said that if you buy 2 of them, they're going to give you a free product. Now, the reason why this is like insanely important for you to hear just in this moment is that it's not going to last, right? They'll run out. And so you get to choose either between an ashwagandha and a vitamin D. So funny that that's kind of how that works. Like that's like my favorite conversation with you guys is mixing magnesium and ashwagandha for sleep. We've been waiting all of this time. And then when they launch it, they're like, yeah, buy 2, we'll give you an ashwagandha. Well, that's a big deal. I'm like, oh, like, have they been listening to our conversations here online? Of course, that's not true. But my point being that's really, really dang cool because I'm going to tell you why today it's so amazing. So, yep. So my site looks like this, kirstenliebelt.com. And then when you scroll, 1 scroll is all it takes. Let's see if anybody has... 1 scroll is all it takes. Get down to the bottom and you will see where it says, right about halfway down, you'll see where, oh shoot, no, that's not what I wanted. Oh, I'm going to have to add a link. I will add a link to the magnesium because you need the magnesium, not the ashwagandha. You need the magnesium, buy 2, you can get a free product. So listen, let's just do some girl math here, shall we? Let's do some girl math. 1 magnesium is $34, freaking $34. That's it. If you buy 2 of them, that's $68. Then if you get a free ashwagandha, it's $44. So what did you just pay? I mean, you guys, like $20 for 3 products is really like, this is my girl math. This is how I do things. But seriously, like that's amazing. That is such a generous offer, you guys. So don't miss out on that. You can choose the vitamin D if ashwagandha doesn't work for you. But then that's kind of what I want to say about that. So the launch is today. Buy 2 magnesium, get 1 free full-size product of either an ashwagandha or a vitamin D. If you don't have to miss out on it, don't. And by the end of today, you're going to want to know why the 2 of them together are so synergistically attached. The second thing is there was a text that went out to y'all, my customers, and the link wasn't on there. So I apologize. I apologize. I tried to resend it and it wouldn't let me. So I'm fixing that too. So we just have some technology stuff, blah, 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 blah. It's all good, right? All right, so let's dive in. And if you need anything, like today is my launch day. So I will be, my fingers will be in the mess all day long. So don't feel bad if you need to reach out. This is a good time to do it and say, hey, you talked about that magnesium thing. Could you please get that up on your website? Could you please send me a link? I'll just send you a direct link and we'll get you taken care of. But let me chat about why. Why do you even care? You can go to any, grocery store or drugstore and get magnesium. The problem is that sometimes we don't know what forms to buy. So maybe you have purchased magnesium in the past and you found yourself in the bathroom. And you're like, what the heck is going on? Everybody told me I should be taking magnesium, and now like I'm in the bathroom. Well, you might have gotten a form that really wasn't working the way that you needed it to work. So let's just talk about this in terms of sleep. So have you ever struggled with getting proper sleep? Like, has sleep been evasive for you? Because maybe you have never heard of a solution being the matching pair of magnesium and ashwagandha together. Okay, so magnesium and ashwagandha together, phenomenal. That's the free product you can get when you buy 2 magnesium today because of the launch and while supplies last, right? So if you're tossing and turning at night, you're waking up exhausted, or you're dealing with stress that won't let your mind shut off, I'm going to explain to you why this is going to help that, okay? It's time to look at what's really going on in your body when you are not getting the sleep you need, because the sleep that you're not getting is raising your cortisol the next day and it's raising your insulin resistance. And we are all about, let's go from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive, so that you can have the results of getting off of meds, avoiding meds, losing weight, finally, because it's the connection. The lens that you're looking at weight loss through is insulin resistance. I'm convinced of it, right? So most people don't realize that poor sleep isn't just bad luck. It's often tied to insulin resistance and mineral deficiencies. Oh, don't we want to hear that something is simple finally, once and for all? Like, doesn't everything seem so complicated in life? We don't want everything to be complicated. How frustrating is that? I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Good morning, Patty. Patty, how is my stream today? Is it good or is it breaking up? I would love to know. Thank you so much for letting me know that. All right, so this is how insulin resistance is wrecking your sleep, okay? And then I'm going to go into the magnesium ashwagandha connection and why that's going to help you. So insulin resistance, oops, hold on just a second. Yep. Find my things. So high blood sugar disrupts your melatonin production, okay? So it's making it harder to fall asleep. Cortisol is staying high at night due to insulin issues, and it's keeping you wired instead of relaxed. Wired instead of relaxed. So poor sleep is increasing your insulin resistance, which is leading to your weight gain, your sugar cravings, and your stress. So there's this cycle going on that you're trying to interrupt Okay. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to interrupt the cycle. It's a vicious cycle, bad sleep, worse blood sugar, even worse sleep, right? We're just going to go round and round and round that block. So you can do melatonin supplements, but I'm going to be honest with you, they're just a Band-Aid. Melatonin is not meant to be forever. In fact, I must produce enough melatonin because when I take like a melatonin gummy, it makes me feel drunk. So I don't do melatonin gummies. But you can do that, but it's not forever. Melatonin is a hormone. You're not looking to, it does concern me about using them in children, really, messing up with their circadian rhythms, etc. That's not our topic today, but that's a thought process for me. So melatonin is just a Band-Aid. You can do sleep meds. A lot of people are on sleep meds. I was a little shocked at how many people I have chatted with in my lifetime that take Benadryl to go to bed. Now, I think you already know what I would say about that. Like, oh my gosh, we've got to get you fixed. We got to get you off that stuff. It's so bad for you. Like your liver can't do this forever. This is not a long-term result, right? But even still, just even prescription meds, right? That's not a long-term fix. We've got to get to the root cause of what we're talking about. And I am the root cause girl. Like this is me every single day. What is the root cause of almost everything in the entire universe? Of course, I'm joking and being dramatic, but it's insulin resistance. So we have to fix the root causes, right? This is such a big deal. All right, next one. Magnesium and ashwagandha as a solution. Ta-da! Yay! They help your body restore its natural sleep rhythm. Okay? This is so helpful for anybody who has ears to hear today, okay? So why magnesium is such a game changer for sleep and metabolic health. Tell me if you're already taking a magnesium and if you love it or if it like, don't even notice a difference. I would love to know. Just put a 1 in the chat if you are already taking a magnesium. I'd love to know. But you don't want just any magnesium. Like I started at the beginning, you could go buy a magnesium. It could end up being like a citrate and you're just in the bathroom, if you know what I mean. Like that's not what you're looking for. There are many different forms of magnesium. And I'm going to tell you something. When I talk about the different things that I take in terms of blends, like I'm so grateful to have a company that pays so much attention and puts so much research into bringing to the table blends where I don't have to source out separate different magnesium forms, or when it comes to adaptogenic herb mixtures or whatever. I'm so grateful because the blends are where it's at, because then we can get this like, comprehensive thought process. And it's so amazing. So we want to be able to do a few different things when it comes to magnesium. So the 3 that are, hold on. There we go. These are the 3 forms that are in this particular blend. Now, number 1, I always tell you that when you buy any kind of supplementation, make sure that it's third-party tested. Make sure that it's coming from pure sourcing. Like if you're going to buy a fish oil, if you're going to buy wild caught in the store, you want your supplement to be wild caught too. Like we don't want to make our body work harder. Like this is not a wisdom, right? So you don't want just any fish oil, for instance. That's a good example, in my opinion. And few people do third-party testing because then they have to be accountable for what it says on the outside of the package is what's on the inside of the package. Literally every single pill and literally every single proper dosage of every single pill. Most people will not subject themselves to that level of scrutiny in a non-regulated industry. So if they're doing that, they're choosing to really open up their book, so to speak, and let themselves be completely investigated on that level. It's a big deal. So when it comes to like this magnesium breakdown, we're talking about, number 1, we're talking about a bisglycinate chelate. Now, glycinate is the one that's helping you to calm down. It's helping you to, this magnesium, you're going to take this at night, 2 at night. And then we'll talk about the ashwagandha here in just a second, another 2 at night. And this combo is, I've been doing a magnesium ashwagandha combo now for almost a full year. It's literally given me the best sleep of my life. All right. Now, the magnesium bisglycinate, it's highly bioavailable. It gets into your system really, really well. Okay. That's number one. It's going to calm your nervous system, relax your muscles, and improve your sleep quality. Okay. That's one form. Okay. Now they have two forms that are coming from the Dead Sea, and one form is coming from Irish seawater. So these are really special sourced forms. So that one is from the Dead Sea. And then there's a malate, a dimagnesium malate, which supports your energy production. And hold on now, just pause for a second. What do we talk about all the time here? Insulin resistance. What's it going to help with? Insulin sensitivity while reducing your muscle tension. Okay. So insulin sensitivity while reducing your muscle tension. I'm out of the corner of my eye, you guys. I'm seeing birds, and it's springtime. So it's just like, there are so many birds outside of my window right now. And I'm like, wow, look at that. I mean, and it has like, it's building a nest. Okay. I'm just going to not pay any attention to this bird building a nest. It's really, really sweet. The third one is a hydroxide. Okay. Which is going to help with your digestion and alkalizes the body. Now, what else do we have in our line that is talking about alkalizing your body? The gut primer. The gut primer has alkaline spices, and you want a body that is alkalized. You do not want a body that is acidic. Okay. Fixing the root cause changes the results of what you're trying to accomplish when it comes to staying healthy, not having to fight disease or sickness, etc. Right? But helps with digestion, alkalizes the body, but it's supporting your gut health and overall magnesium levels. But it does help with, it's that little component that can help with constipation. All right. But it's not in a large form. It's not anything that makes you just run to the bathroom, nothing like that. But having a blend that has just a little component in there, super nice. Now, the other thing is that it does have, and I'm going to see if I can pull this up. It does have another, let me see here. It does have another component in it that most people would not know. And that is, it's a hydrolyve extract. It's coming from the olive fruit. And they're adding that in there. That's why when I talk to you guys about a blend, most all of the time, there is no competition on the marketplace because nobody has studied these individual components to put them together. So it's not just yet another blend that you can find on Amazon. It doesn't work that way. So that particular extract is extremely helpful for reducing inflammation. It's a high antioxidant. So when you reduce your inflammation is connected to insulin resistance, right? Like high insulin in your body is high inflammation. But also too, they're putting it in there for heart protection. Isn't that interesting? Heart protection. So again, just super, super helpful. So here you go. You've got 3 different forms that are helping you so that you can calm your nervous system, lower your cortisol so that you can go to sleep faster, improve your insulin sensitivity by balancing your blood sugar for a better deep sleep. Oftentimes when you're waking up in the middle of the night, you know how you guys ask that question, why are my sugars high in the morning? That's called dawn phenomenon. That means that your sugars are still high even though you haven't eaten for a while. Why are they still high? Why are they never coming down? Well, you can support them coming down with a magnesium blend that has something in it to help that with, right? And magnesium in general probably does help with that. But improve insulin sensitivity, balance your blood sugars for a better deep sleep so you're not waking up at 3 a.m. because your blood sugars are kind of, they're riding the waves while you're sleeping. That's what's happening. And then relaxing your muscles. It helps prevent restlessness and nighttime cramping. So 3 different components for that, right? All right, so here we go. Very, very bioavailable, all of them, very well absorbed into your system. In fact, they are claiming 2 times better absorption than any other blend out there. So that's probably, I just know that that's going to be, It's going to be under promise, over deliver. That's just how we do things. Anyway, all right. So ashwagandha. So why would we pair this with ashwagandha? Like, why? What would be the help of that? Well, this is very, very interesting. Now listen to this for just a second. Come on in on TikTok from the balcony. It's good to see you guys today. I'm so, so glad that you're here. Thank you for being here. And for anybody that, if this is information that is of value to you, you know that. Good morning, Claudette. Good to see you. If you have a daughter, you have a daughter-in-law that maybe she's raising her kids and she's not sleeping very well right now, will you share this information with her? Will you let her know that she doesn't have to live this cuckoo banana life? You don't have to wait until you're 50, like me, to figure out your food. You do not have to wait until you're 60 to have a testimony. Holy crap. If I would have known this stuff when I was raising my kids in my 30s, I would love to believe that I was open enough to receive something like this. I wasn't at all supplementing. So I don't know. Maybe I would have been hard-headed, stubborn Italian girl and I wouldn't have listened. I don't know. But I did eventually finally listen when my mother wouldn't shut up about my sugars. So there was something in me that was paying attention at some point. And so share this with people this would help, because there are a lot of you not sleeping. A lot. In fact, what we've done is we've just compensated for it. We've just learned how to drink a lot of coffee, or counteract it the best way that we can. And we're kind of exhausted and we're not functioning at a very high level. And that's not a great way to live, because you are constantly pushing on that envelope of insulin resistance. You are making it so that it just goes round and round and round. You should be getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep at night. And I know that there are a lot of people that are not. And it's just a good goal, because you need restorative sleep. So that's what we're talking about. Okay. Good morning, Terry. Good to see you. All right. So let's get into the ashwagandha. Why in the world would that even help you? Well, let me tell you. Number one, it reduces your cortisol. Ashwagandha is an adaptogenic herb that helps your body adapt to stress. So ashwagandha all by itself helps with sleep, stress, and mood. Okay. So it reduces your cortisol. It helps to turn off the stress response so that your body stays in rest mode. Does anybody want their body just to stay in rest mode? Number two, it supports your GABA production. This is so good. This neurotransmitter calms the brain and helps you to stay asleep. So instead of finding a blend that has GABA in it, or instead of finding, it's just like your melatonin, right? If you can actually support your system to create proper amounts of melatonin, or you can support your gut to create your GLP-1, which is where the hormone GLP-1 is made in your gut, or if you can support your body to create GABA, you don't have to find blends with all the stuff in it. You get to just enjoy your body actually coming back and restoring itself, kind of like let's restore our bodies back to the manufacturer setting. That is such a good sentence. That is really what we want to do. We want to stop the Band-Aid theory and restore our body back to its manufactured settings. And then the third one is helps to balance blood sugar. Did you know that? Did you know that ashwagandha can help you balance your blood sugar? Prevents those 2 a.m. wake ups caused by glucose crashes. Boom, boom. Okay, so you can get off of that like cycle, that roller coaster. So combining magnesium and ashwagandha, this is like a power duo. Okay, and again, I swear I find out everything from this by mistake. It's all by accident. I found my first adaptogenic herb in my upper 40s by accident. Had no idea it was going to help balance my hormones, and I would never have a hot flash again. Actually, I never had one. I had the beginnings of one once, and then I realized, oh, my adaptogenic herb that I was taking at the time that I still take to this day, if you ever need to know about that, I can tell you. Oh, that was keeping my hot flashes at bay. That's super interesting. It was by accident. turning back my insulin resistance. It was by accident. It wasn't because I was wise. It wasn't because I was a granola person. That's baloney. That's not true at all. And then same thing here now with my sleep. Here I am again. Like a year ago, I started mixing the magnesium and ashwagandha for sleep, not knowing it was going to give me the best sleep of my life. And now here I am a year later going, oh my gosh, look at all this research that I'm finding that says, yeah, magnesium and ashwagandha is actually a power duo. I'm like, well, dang straight. That's what I've been experiencing. Now that's for me, right? And I know that some people have different things in their life that they have to work through. Like I'm sorry, but if you're trying to get off of Benadryl, it's going to take a little while to then go into restorative sleep. If you're trying to get off of any scripts, it might take a while. But again, let's go back to giving yourself permission for your body to actually take a journey. So combining the two together does this. Sheila, is there a particular blend of magnesium and ashwagandha, or is there a product to purchase? Yes, Sheila, there is. And I can send you, actually, you guys, how do I want to do this with you guys? So the magnesium just launched today, right now, today. And when you buy 2 of them, it's $34 a piece. So $68. While supplies last, it is a free ashwagandha full-size bottle, which is $44. It's a really, 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 really good, generous offer. And so I do want to figure that out. The second I get off with you, I'm going to put a link for my magnesium because it just launched today. I'll put a link for it on my website immediately when I get off of here. It's the first thing that I'll do before I check messages. I'll make sure that it is on my site, and I will post my site right here. I had no idea they were going to offer a free ashwagandha. And you can choose between ashwagandha and vitamin D. There, I'll put my site right there for you guys. I had no idea that they were offering a free product. So when I found this out, I literally found it out last night at about maybe midnight, 12:30. And because a friend of mine sent a message, and I was like, OMG. So I immediately grabbed 2 magnesium and the free ashwagandha. It's like I'm getting on that bandwagon right now. But let me just finish up with the ashwagandha and then we'll get going. Hello, good to see you. Thank you for all the likes. I so appreciate you on TikTok. Okay, so why combining magnesium and ashwagandha? Magnesium is going to relax your body. So let's relax your body. You know how you lay down, you have cramps, you have Charlie horses, those types of things, muscle soreness. Let's relax your body. And then ashwagandha is relaxing your mind. So magnesium relaxes your body. Ashwagandha relaxes your mind. This is why it's a power duo. They work synergistically to regulate your cortisol, your insulin, and your neurotransmitters. Like this is what you want as a combo, right? So it's going to support deep restorative sleep that heals the body overnight. You guys, I'm so excited. So, how to take for the best results? It says to take 1 to 2 hours before bed. I can't do that. This is me now. If I'm going to take my magnesium at bed, I take it maybe 30 to 60 minutes before bed, because it's going to, that magnesium glycinate blend is going to make you go, it's going to bring you down a notch or 2. And I know when it's hit my system and I'm like, okay, this is a really good time for me to lay down and go to sleep. Ashwagandha won't make you tired when you take it, but it's working on your systems inside to calm your mind. Kind of like, we have so much going on in our heads. Sometimes we're kind of like, just so much. And we'll be able to kind of like calm that mind whole thing, right? You can take it with or without food, both of them. Pair it with stable blood. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. I was going to see if they had anything else that was of interest to you guys, but probably really not. You really do just, in fact, on Facebook or YouTube, you can just put the comment sleep and I will send you the magnesium link directly to you. It'll last before I get off of after I get off my live, you can just put sleep and I'll send the magnesium link to you. Instagram and TikTok, you have to get into my DMs if you want the magnesium link. And again, buy 2 and you get a full size free either ashwagandha or vitamin D. I would like to know if anybody has any questions. Hold on just a second. Ooh, Kim, that is an excellent question. I like this question. In fact, I'm going to put this up on my screen. Thank you. So Kim says to me, where do you source these vitamins? Countries. Asking because lots of metals and things. Ooh, I like that question. Okay, so that tells me that you already know then that this is not a very regulated industry and that you can buy protein powders and all sorts of stuff from many different like drugstores and marts and wholesale places, and you don't know what's in them. You don't know. I talk about this all the time. They do all of their own organic farming. They do it all from seed to supplement. So anybody who is interested in the word traceability, this is where talk to me about traceability, or if you want to see something in my line, because they literally, every seed has a birth certificate. They can tell you the farm that it was raised on, the actual crop that it was picked from, the row, the person, and the seed. Like they can go all the way back. Everything is non-GMO. Everything is off of organic farms. They've worked their tuchus off to get USDA certified organic. They subject all of their products to third-party testing so that, just like you said, well, what's actually in this? I mean, most people do not understand that if you have a bottle, this is the ashwagandha, by the way, because I love it. Inside of a bottle, you might have, here, I'll take this off so you guys can see. You might have, it might say it has, certain milligrams of this, extract or of this blend or of this proprietary blend, whatever, right? In the bottle of any given supplement, this is kind of like supplements 101, so that you can take this information with you, okay? They could have 10% of the active ingredient in this pill, and they could have 4 times the active ingredient in this pill. You have no idea the level of scamming that is taking place within the supplemental industry. It is vast. It is vast, where like when we went to headquarters in June and we talked to the legal department, which is like unheard of, but we got to talk to the legal department and the scientists in the labs, which was amazing. I digress. And they talked about how they have an entire legal team that goes after people who are trying to scam other people with the same name, etc. So you do have to be careful. And just knowing that people can do whatever they want. It's like even when you buy something, let's say off of the TikTok shop or Amazon, that's where they live. That's where the scammers live. Now, I'm not saying that everything on Amazon or TikTok shop is bad. Buy it directly from the company. Always, 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 always buy it directly from the manufacturing company. Don't go third party, because that's where you can really lose any efficacy. Because I understand that, of course I'm so in love with my own line. It's changed my life. From my insulin resistance to my inability to sleep, to my inability to lose any fat, to I entered my 50s hot mess express. I just turned 60 and my life is freaking amazing. Like I'm in a completely different place than I was 10 years ago, like night and day, because of learning how to supplement. I know that there are other good companies out there. I'm not confused by that. And praise God that there are, right? We want good products. We as consumers need to demand purity and potency and efficacy. We want that third-party testing. And so, I know that not everybody's going to purchase through me. And just make sure that you're finding somebody that are they farming off of organic farms? Are they non-GMO? Are they doing third-party testing? Because if they're not, those are the concerns. And the reason why it's a concern, just to let you know, it's because when you take a pill that is in a concentrated form and you're telling your liver to deal with it, and it's maybe been sprayed with glyphosate or whatever, or you don't know what's all in it or blah, blah, blah. I mean, I suppose the least concern would be that it's sawdust inside because your body will just probably expel it, right? The biggest concern is that maybe, like she's saying, how do you know it doesn't have heavy metals? How do you know it doesn't have things like, glyphosate and toxins? And you don't want to take like a little concentrated pill. Like, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You know that movie? Does anybody remember that movie? And it's like a condensed version of a human. Meow. That's what it is. You're taking all of these plants that are super tender and they're super susceptible to, like, can you really rinse glyphosate off of a leaf of spinach? Can you rinse it off of an ashwagandha plant? I don't think so. You don't just rinse it and shake it and you're good to go. You have to actually grow it from the seed to the supplement, completely organic, where instead of spraying it with glyphosate, they release like crows. And it's not crows, it's falcons. They use falcons to like monitor their crops, and they're grown in specific areas where they are harvested at peak season. Like, I could go on. I'm a geek and I know it, and I apologize for my geekiness. But you have to understand that I've just worked so freaking hard now at this point to get my function and to be able to be somebody who is not on scripts, because I didn't want to live with the side effects. That was my dad. My dad lived with side effects. He's the one that couldn't function until noon because all of his medicine was fighting with each other to get him to be safe enough to drive. And then he was gone at 63. Like, it was just stupid. This is a stupid conversation sometimes, that this is reversible, turnaroundable. I'm not a doctor, but in my opinion, it's 100% turnaroundable insulin resistance. And we just don't even know. And because our society doesn't regulate supplements and all that kind of stuff, we have the convenience of going to any drugstore, any gas station, and buying a supplement. And if we're not educated as to how to actually properly shop, because when done correctly, targeted supplementation will absolutely change your life. I'm not talking about just a multivitamin, although those are important, but I'm talking about targeting for insulin resistance, targeting for stress, targeting for sleep, targeting for your gut that's so messed up. You can target. I don't know if you know this or not. And when you go to the doctor, you can actually get a prescription written to you for magnesium. Did you know that? They'll write you a prescription. Guess what they're going to write you a prescription for? You may not know this. They're going to write you a prescription for magnesium oxide. Guess how much percentage of magnesium oxide is absorbed by a human body? Does anybody know that? Oh, that's where you want to be, Sheila. Energy levels happy. Yep. Good morning, Susan. Good morning. Hey, Susan, did you figure out the egg white thing? It dawned on me after I gave you that message on the egg whites, and then I went to Walmart and they were out of actual egg whites. And I thought, I wonder if she meant actual egg whites. Like, maybe there's a shortage, because, that would make sense with the whole egg situation. But anyway, if you need something more on that, let me know. You're welcome, Kim. She says, thank you for your honesty. You are welcome. It's literally, I'm so passionate about this because I had to make big decisions in my life that to change the way that I was doing things, because the truth is, Meg says 22%. Ooh, good answer, Meg. I had to change the way that I was eating. And as an Italian girl, not easy in my brain, way easier actually to do. It was the egg white powder. Good. And they don't carry it at yeah, no, they don't. You have to go to like a Publix or something like that, or get it online. Anyway, I had to change what got me into the pickle to begin with my food, but then I had to work with supplementation to get my body up and functioning. I am telling you, if you can't deal with your food first, that was me, then get on a supplement routine. And while you're doing that, you can begin to change out your ingredients. Do not think you have to be perfect all the time. You do have to change things, but you can do it one ingredient at a time, one recipe at a time. So back to the being prescribed magnesium from a doctor. They're going to prescribe you. This is all coming from Dr. Ken Berry. I was watching one of his YouTube videos, and he said, that's all I ever knew as a family physician. Write the script, magnesium oxide, and then you go and you get it from the pharmacy. 4% of your human body can absorb magnesium oxide. 4%. That is tragic. What are they even doing? Well, when you go to like a drugstore and you see all the different brands of the supplements, and this one guy did a reel and then it got taken down. He said, funny how they all have nature in the name. Anybody know about a line that starts with nature or has nature in the name? He said, they're actually created by the pharmaceutical companies. I just need you to think about that for half a second. So if we're going to ask that question that Kim asked, which was so important, how do you know what countries they're coming from? Do they have metals in them? Are they pure? Are they effective? Why in the world would the medical matrix tell the doctors to prescribe us magnesium oxide if the oxide form is only 4% absorbable by our body? What kind of chicanery, is that the word? What kind of chicanery is, I got to look that up now. Somebody tell me, is that, what kind of bamboozlement is that? Like, seriously, that's just freaking ridiculous. Why are we doing this? We have to be our own advocates. You guys, this is why we get together. So every day at 11 a.m., Monday through Friday, this is where we're at, talking about insulin resistance and how to turn it around, how to actually move forward, because you can get your life back and stop scheduling doctor's appointments and stop managing meds and stop managing side effects of meds and stop managing all of the different pieces of how, not only most people who are on meds, they are not thinking, how can I get off of them? They're thinking, how can I just not have any more? But with the information that they give us, it's very unlikely, because they're not giving you information to turn anything back. That's just not what they're doing. Word, Kim says, good word. You have a freeze dryer and you're thinking about doing your own. I would love to know how that works for you, Susan. You agree, less meds are better. Yes. If someone has to let meds settle and with each other to be okay at noon, 1 or 2 med needs to be changing. That's right. That is right. But that was my dad. He is gone now. He died at 63, type 2 diabetes. But he, you know, this was like 29 years ago. And so the medical community just had him on a lazy Susan full of meds. That's the way it was. And then he was injecting himself with insulin in his belly twice a day. So his sugars, and then he was eating crap food because they were telling him what the normal food pyramid looks like, which is just trash. So he'd have his Cheerios with his skim milk and spike his sugars and then take insulin injections to try to fix his sugars and then to take the meds and he wasn't even safe to drive. So he was a business owner. I live in Minnesota. So he had businesses in downtown Minneapolis, and he would just call his employees, make sure that the store was open and that it was running and what questions did they have. And he would sit and he would make phone calls from the kitchen table in his, white undershirt, and his boxers and his lazy Susan full of meds. And he would try to work his way into feeling good enough to get on the road to drive from a suburb to downtown Minneapolis to his store. And that was his life for that's how his 50s looked. How do your 50s look? My 50s, completely opposite because of that. My 50s, he went like this. I went like this. I feel better. I look better. I've lost 3 sizes. I completely avoided type 2. I'm not on any meds. So when I talk about supplementation, this isn't something I started last week. This is something I started about a decade ago. And I will be so happy to share with anybody any kind of level of efficacy, potency, third-party testing, etc., because you need to have something that's actually going to work. You literally will flush your money down the toilet if you take supplements that do not break down in your system. I mean, if they're coming out whole on the other end and you didn't absorb them, I'm just saying. That's the epitome of flushing your money, right? Okay, so the last thing I'm going to say here, because I want to jump off and I want to fix the fact that I don't have this on my site because it didn't dawn on me before, and I already had a text go out that did not have the link on it. So I got to figure this out for you guys because it's not going to last. So the magnesium launch was today. Buy 2 magnesium. They're $34 a piece. And you're going to get a free full-size product. You can choose between vitamin D or ashwagandha. The vitamin D is sourced from mushrooms. It is not synthetic. And it's literally 30 cents a day. It's a $29 product, and it lasts you 90 days. And it's giving you 2,000 IUs of vitamin D, which is very, very, very important. If you are not taking a vitamin D, take it with food, it's fat soluble. But then 2,000 IUs a day is a really good start unless you're trying to overcome a deficiency. And for 30 cents a day, organic farming, and it's from mushrooms and not synthetic, that's a pretty good deal. So that's $29. Or the other free one that you could choose from is going to be the ashwagandha, $44. It's a $44 product. And it's USDA certified organic. That's obviously the one I'm recommending people grab. I grabbed mine at about 1 a.m. Okay, so mix together the magnesium and the ashwagandha at night, 2 magnesium, 2 ashwagandha, and do this for a season and see how well you could, if you're going to grab 2 magnesium and get 1 ashwagandha free, maybe grab another ashwagandha. You've got 2 months now. You've got 60 days worth of let's test our sleep. Okay, 60 days. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm available all day because this is launch day, right? So reach out if you need something. I will immediately go onto my website and fix it for you so that KirstenLiebelt.com, KirstenLiebelt. It looks like this when you get there. There's my face. I'm going to put a magnesium button. I will take off this little form right here that says be the first to know to get the magnesium. Those are the emails that went out today. So I'm going to take this off and I'm going to put my magnesium right here for you. Okay. So if you just write down KirstenLiebelt.com, this will be up in like 5 minutes. And when you get 2 magnesium, you're going to get a free full-size product of either the ashwagandha or the vitamin D. And so have at it. Like, tell your friends. This is such a good deal. And I know I did not do the magnesium blend justice for you guys today. I did a presentation on it last night for the business team. And I will tell you, this is a really good blend. They did not mail it in. This is a really good blend. It actually includes an olive fruit extract, high anti-inflammatory, high antioxidant to help your heart. But the truth is that insulin resistance is high inflammation. So therefore, it's helping your insulin resistance at the same time. That's on top of the fact that ashwagandha can help with blood sugars and magnesium can help with blood sugars. So for somebody who's insulin resistant, this is an excellent combo duo, just to let you know. You're having a problem getting on my site. How else can I get in touch? I would like to order the magnesium. Kim, I'll send you a link immediately. Okay. I don't know why it's not letting you on. So I'll send you a link immediately. Okay. So I'm going to jump off because I got people to chat with. And if you need anything at all, let me know. I am available and I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. See you later.